Hello and welcome to 5 p.m. Plenty to talk about. I mean, the first thing that we'll mention is the injury to Ankrish, and from what we know, and I will read it out, this is what my reporters tell me. So this is the kind of information we are getting, that Raghuvanshi, during the time of catching, he rolled over, was hit badly when he was attempting the catch. Due to the strong blow to the back of his head, he was unable to get up. He was taken outside the field with the help of a stretcher and currently undergoing examination. That's what our reporters tell me as far as Ankrish Raghuvanshi is concerned. He is probably in SDMH hospital where scans are going on. Fingers crossed, it should not be too serious, is what we are getting from our reporters. I will keep you updated as far as the injury to Ankrish Raghuvanshi is concerned. And needless to say, I wish him a speedy recovery. Coming to the main subject of this particular show, 95,000 people at the MCG. 95,000 people at the MCG. Last year was around 87, 88,000. Beating that number, India versus Australia, this time round 95,000, 94,000 something, yes, 94,199 says RN2505. Massive crowd, 20 wickets. 20 wickets. Now that's the question. Good pitch, poor pitch. We good pitch or poor pitch? That's the question that we are asking. 20 wickets at 260 odd runs, 13 runs a wicket. Had this been a subcontinental wicket, by now people would come out with morchas and say, Sujan Mukherjee, hi hi, Daljit Singh, hi hi, Ashish Bhaumik, hi hi. All of this would have come. And now, now people will not say a word. The pitch was poor at the MCG. That's the word I will use, poor. First day wicket, the kind of exaggerated movement that one had seen, even with a relatively oldish ball. When Scott Boland was bowling, for example, the ball was jagging back, and the wicket, I think, to Jamie Smith, or yeah, possibly to the one for Jamie Smith. Unplayable. You cannot play against that level of movement. It was a poor wicket. And that's what it is. 20 wickets falling. Cricket is a game of bat and ball. Just like 400 for 4 is a poor advertisement for Test cricket if it's 400 for 4 in a day. It is equally poor advertisement for Test cricket if it is 264 runs and 20 wickets. RM2505, how is it all-time best? Can you please explain to me? How is it? I think it was a horrible day. I actually think that the crowd, 95,000 people, did not get their money's worth because there was no competition with the bat. It was only ball. Even the cameos, the 40 from Harry Brook or whatever, they were cameos because people knew that the next ball would have their number. Exactly. Jamie Smith and Will Jacks, that's the ball. The kind of nip back for Jamie Smith and Will Jacks, unplayable. Absolutely unplayable. It was like a 137, 38 kilometer bowled off spin. It was that kind of nip back. Clear nip back. Even when Ben Stokes was bowling to Usman Khwaja straight after lunch, there was one ball that came and hit the glove. Literally unplayable deliveries, absolutely poor pitch. And that's the question to be asked. Who says grass is good and the pitch will not be poor if there is grass? Who says that a dust bowl or a turner is bad? Who has decided these things? How is it that this pitch will not be taken apart and the Eden Gardens or some other wicket in Chennai or Hyderabad or wherever will be taken down? How is it that this will not be labeled as poor and the MCG not pulled up? Is it because it is the MCG? Is it because it's a Boxing Day test match and they are beyond scrutiny? Is it because, it's Australia and nobody will say a word? Honestly tell you, you don't have watched even 10 overs. Who, you or me? You're telling me that I have not watched. Maybe. I'm just doing the show for the sake of doing it. Absolutely correct. These are the kind of questions where I'm dumbfounded. Because your intellect is of such highest order. What do I even say? Honestly, nothing to say. Just like you have used the word honestly. Honestly, I have nothing to say. Jamie Smith, okay, let me give you the example of a few dismissals and you will know whether I'm honest or dishonest. When Scott Boland, even the last ball of the day, the previous ball, the second last ball of the day could have carried to third slip, did not. Let me randomly give you a few examples and you will understand. The Jamie Smith dismissal, I already said to you. The Ben Stokes way, the way he got Alex Carey out, the previous ball, he actually got the fielder stationed at leg slip, Zach Crawley. And then came back and bowled that delivery and Alex Crawley flicked it to leg slip and he got caught out. How many dismissals do you want me to explain to you? And then your honesty will become dishonest. Tell me. Tell me, no. So when you say something, you shoot your loud mouth. You must understand that, I am not one of those people who will take it lying down, but give it back to you. And you will have no place to hide. So that whoever you are, Harsh Pathak, I hope you got your answer. How many more examples do you want me to give you? As many you want, I will give you. I absolutely will give you. It will not be a problem for me at all. Okay? Okay? Okay. And I will say poor pitch and poor batting. Let's actually analyze this poor batting bit a little bit more. Because I also asked this question about poor batting in a column that I've done for tomorrow. Some of the shots, take the Alex Carey shot, poor. Some of the shots literally poor. I mean, Australia had some kind of a partnership going whereby, even that fourth wicket, after the fourth wicket fell, between lunch, there was a bit of a partnership going there. And all of a sudden, even after lunch, the kind of batsmanship that we have seen there, shots that were played, not the best shots. Having said that, even some of the wickets, take the Harry Brook wicket, the guy was set. He was batting on 40. Yes, it's a cameo because every second ball had one's number, so it was a cameo. He was trying to rush through. But that ball of Scott Boland literally held its line. It was a ball that angled in. Harry Brook totally mistook the line and played, and that's why he did not even review. He just walked away because he had missed the line. He missed the line straight up. Michael Neser, Richardson, Stark, Boland. Boland, Stark, I understand. The other two really spitting fire. So yes, some of the wickets I kind of agree with you that it was poor batting. Some of the wickets I do. As some of the wickets I do, but some of the wickets I also think was pretty bad batting. So I kind of agree with this comment, whoever has asked this. Will Cummins play the T20 World Cup? From what I understand, the answer is no. From what I understand, the answer is doubtful. Actually, I shouldn't say no. I should say the answer is doubtful, and there is a possibility that he will not. He will not. Priyanshu, when the pitch becomes unplayable, batsmen usually try to play some reckless shots to score. That's exactly the point that I've written, Priyanshu. Exactly the point I've written, because if you see some of the shots that Harry Brook was playing, and towards the end, Gus Atkinson was playing, because by then the 9 wickets had fallen. So he was trying to hit a couple of boundaries, get that score up to as close as possible, eventually 110. So I agree that some bad shots, some rash shots start getting played. And that is because you don't trust the wicket. It was such that day one, you are not trusting the wicket. Last year, if we remember, Sam Constas, chip shot of Bumrah, Usman Khwaja, it was not a wicket that could not be trusted. It was a wicket that could be trusted. This time round, it was a wicket that could not be trusted. It was a bad wicket. It was a bad wicket, Priyanshu. Make no mistake, it was a bad wicket. So this is not fit for a test match. Australian main bowlers are tired. Reason behind poor pitch. good point, Pankaj Agarwal. Good point. I mean, the fact that Stark is tired, you mean to say, but Jai Richardson, Michael Neeser are new bowlers. I mean, one has played one test match. Richardson has not played anything. Scott Boland, Mitchell Stark. England has folded up pretty quickly, except in the last test where they got a 352 in the second innings. So are they really tired? Interesting question that you say that it was a poor pitch because of this. Interesting that you say that. I didn't think about it. So thanks for drawing my attention to it. I do think that England's batting is so fragile that on a poor wicket they look even worse. But that's a fair point. That it's an interesting subject of debate. Boreas had 20 wickets in Ashes, 413 gets chased down, and a dozen centuries on day one, which is a real cricket. Absolutely good point. I think real deal for a test match is 300 for 7. That's my opinion. I might be wrong. You might have a different opinion. Some might say intense day means 20 wickets. I don't think so. I think intense day means 280 to 300 runs, 7 or 8 wickets down. That's real competitive cricket where both sides have a chance. The batters have a chance, the bowlers have a chance. Here, the batters did not even have a chance. The bowlers will reign supreme. Absolutely reign supreme. That for me is a big problem as far as this test match is concerned. Australia went all pace attack, deliberately gave this type of pitch. All pace attack doesn't mean a pitch which will be this bad. All pace attack can still be a pitch which is relatively decent. I mean, an all pace attack doesn't really merit a wicket which is on. It will be another 2.5 day test match. So, Australia will bat tomorrow. On day 3, England will get all out and Australia will sort of finish it off. So 2.5 days for a Boxing Day test. Are people getting their money's worth? 95,000 people. People have bought tickets for day 4. If you go and check the Ashes ticket site, Ticketek, you will see that day 3, day 4, day 5 tickets are kind of gone. So all said and done, are people getting their money's worth? I don't know. I mean, has Duckett flown under the radar? He has been really dismal. He hardly leaves anything outside of. And that brings me to my second point of the show today. What about Bazball? I think Bazball should now be buried much like the Ashes. I think Brendan McCullum, his days are numbered. Brendan McCullum's days are numbered as England's coach. I do think it's done. This unidimensional Bazball approach, where you leave nothing, where you kind of play shots to every ball, I think it's done. I absolutely think it's a strategy that has now run its course. Clearly, it is not a strategy that is good enough to sustain in difficult batting conditions or in challenging conditions. So I think somebody has said about Ben Duckett. Why only Ben Duckett? What about Zach Crawley? What about some of the other batters, even Harry Brook? What about some of the other batters? Sunday. Give me 1 minute. Time. So we are actually setting up a special show. So that's why okay, I'll manage it. So what about the other batters? So when I think of a Ben Duckett, I think of a Harry Brook, I think of a Jamie Smith. I think of, how many of you, I don't know, watched today? Some fool asked me if I did or not. If you did watch Will Jacks, the way Will Jacks was approaching, he was firstly standing down, the balls he played was there at mid-on, and then he was dancing down the track. Come on, boss. And then that inside thing and Scott Boland and gone. Will Jacks, the approach of Will Jacks was like, okay, the next ball will have my number, so I have to hit out from ball 1. Is that the approach with which you play test match cricket? Is that the approach that Bazball, I think Bazball is done. I also think question marks will be raised over Ben Stokes' captaincy. Has WTC done more good or bad to test cricket? Since WTC, every country is making bad pitches. Good question. Test matches getting over in 2.5 days is the worst thing that is possible, Priyanshu, for test match cricket. Will Jacks, neither a batter nor a bowler, once again, I again agree with you on this one. I mean, last test match, I was thinking, look at the way Nathan Lyon was bowling in Adelaide. England had a Shoaib Bashir in the ranks. They went with Will Jacks. This fellow neither is an off-spinner nor is an all-rounder. What is his contribution? difficult to figure out. I mean, and this kind of player really doesn't work in Test cricket. Root is having exactly the same arc as Virat had this BGT, not out 100, rest of the series poor. I think Root has been worked out, and Root, for whatever reason, is it mental, is it not, is definitely not in the sync that he needs to be. Overall, Liam Dawson is a quality spinner, better than Will Jacks for sure. Will ICC rate this pitch as poor? Exactly, introspect. I would rate this pitch as poor. And exactly the point, introspect 3W, that I have asked on the show, that will ICC rate this pitch as poor, or is such assessment reserved just for turners? Exactly what I have written for tomorrow morning, my 8 a.m. column. Do read that. Who says that a wicket with pace and grass is a good wicket and a wicket which turns is a bad wicket? Is the color of the wicket the determinant here? Who has decided these things? Who has imposed these kind of understanding? If ICC doesn't rate this wicket as a bad one and then goes on to rate Eden Gardens as a poor wicket, then it is a case of double standards for sure. Exactly, it is an Anglo-Saxon Western elitist mindset, which goes back to the smacks actually. It's disgusting. Till the 1990s, these things should be challenged. If Calcutta is poor, and I'm not defending the Kolkata wicket, I do think the Kolkata wicket was also bad. I do think so. But I also think the MCG wicket is bad. And for a test match of this level of hype, 95,000 people turning up at the G to watch these two teams play, and then you finish a test match in 2 days or 2.5 days. It's a horrible description or horrible this thing of test cricket. And anyone who says, oh, what an intense day, what does intense mean? 20 wickets falling is intense. What is intense? Incredible day of Ashes. What? What is incredible about it? The bowlers always reigned supreme. The batters did not even have a chance. They were being bullied. They were kind of being tormented. Every third ball had a number written. How is this a great exhibition of test cricket or intense? I don't understand. Is Cameron Green, introspect again, being hyped too much? When will he really start scoring consistently? On this wicket, how do you even judge a batter? Introspect. How do you judge a batter? So, but your point is taken, by the way. Cameron Green, the kind of monies, for example, that he got paid here, has Cameron Green justified that kind of money? Okay, I think I've got an update on Ankrish. Let me give you that update quickly. Where is it? Did Shomik tweet something? Shomik, I know you're watching. But did you kind of tweet something? If you did, then let me know. Otherwise, we've got some photographs. Gargi, I think, has some photographs of the Ankrish Raghuvanshi injury. Gargi, if you want to play them, I think we've got some decent photographs of the injury. You can show some of the photographs. Do not show anything that is sensitive. Show some pictures of the injury, and we will keep our viewers updated on the injury and also let them know the moment we get an update on the diagnosis. There you go. Ankrish Raghuvanshi being stretchered off the ground. Not a sight that you want to see for any cricketer. Not a sight you want to see for any cricketer, leave alone a youngster. This is not good. This is not a sight I would want to see for anybody. So we will tweet out some of this, and we have our reporters. Rohit Juglan is actually in Jaipur. We will send our reporter there and we will figure out what is going on. We've got Ankrish is undergoing a CT scan, is what my colleague Shomik Chakraborty has just written to me. So that's the update. He's just written he's undergoing a CT scan. Ask Shomik to tweet, but that's what he will keep me posted, and I will let you guys know. Absolutely, God bless him and wish him a speedy recovery, Priyanshu. Anyone. And by the way, the photographs were all sent by Amit Shah. So credit for the photographs go to Amit Shah. All of the pictures have been sent by Amit Shah. So the credit for the pictures all go to Amit Shah. Shomik informed the CT scan. And Rohit Juglan is in Jaipur. He was actually watching from the stands today as part of the spectatorship. And Rohit will be sent to I'll ask him to go and check out on Ankrish, and we will keep you posted. Okay, God bless him. Yes, Boryada, any special camp going on for the World Cup squad? Nobody is played VHT game today. No, no, no. No, why no camp at all? I mean, absolutely no camp going on. Uh, the Vijay Hazare Trophy will go on, and some of these guys will play domestic cricket even in the first week of January. From what I know, a lot of them will play domestic cricket. Then the 5-match series against New Zealand, and then they will calibrate. For some days before the first warm-up game against South Africa on the 4th of February in Navi Mumbai. And we will obviously send multiple reporters there, and we'll get you every possible update from there. Delhi really benefited from Virat's presence, 2 out of 2 wins. Pitch was tricky, as Bharat Bhai told. Yes, I agree. Not just benefited. You know what? Go beyond the results. I think not just Delhi. Look at how domestic cricket became trendy again because of the presence of Rohit and Virat. Rohit got a golden duck, Virat scored runs, but the fact that both of them were present, the fact that both of them were playing, the fact that all of these cricketers are playing the domestic game, all of a sudden there is tremendous amount of buzz centering the domestic game, and that for me is the standout feature. So there is buzz. Look, you and I are talking about VHT. We are talking about what's going on. Otherwise, some people who are cricket nuts, who are ardent followers of the game, only they would have watched, and the rest of the people would not even bother. They would watch the Ashes, they would watch the Boxing Day test in some other part of the world, but as far as domestic cricket is concerned, I can guarantee no. Someone's writing, women's cricket. Women's cricket, no one matches our coverage. Trisha Ghoshal, Snehashish Mukherjee, I think you know Trisha covering it from on ground in Vizag, from on ground in Trivandrum. Look at the amount of work she has done. Uh, you know, Fantastic work from Trisha. She was perhaps the only Indian journalist there for the Sri Lankan practice. I think the Sri Lankan team got puzzled. Arey, who is this person? She has come to watch our practice. We also were having a chat in our work group saying Trisha has landed up from ball one to watch Sri Lankan practice. She was there at the press conference. She was there at the Amol Mazumdar press conference. Trisha has been fabulous, and Trisha's knowledge of women's cricket is also strong, very strong. Snehashish is also as good, evolving. So they will take turns. Trisha will both of them, by the way, I will send both of them, and I'm telling you from now, both of them will go to England for the World Cup in June. Before that, India will play the series against England starting 28th of May. Trisha will be in England for that as well. Snehashish will be there in England for the World Cup, and thereafter there is a one-off test match at Lords between India and England. Both of them will cover that as well. So plenty of women's cricket coverage will come your way. Freaking awesome. On an ideal sporting wicket, the score range should be 300, 350. Exactly what I said, isn't it? That 280 for 7, 300 for 8. A 300-run first innings total makes the match that much more interesting. Not 150 and then the opponent bowled out for 110. Then again, tomorrow might be a 200 and gone. So that way, 200, 2.5 days and test match over, you kind of feel what is going on. Boryada, route is complete failure in Australia. Steve Smith is greatest, average 58 in England. I kind of route in Australia is a question mark, Anshu. You are right. You are right that route in Australia, his record in Australia does make Steve Smith, the kind of batter in our generation who will be perhaps the number one test batter, except the years 2014 to 18 when I think Kohli was number one. Other than that, I tend to agree with you, and that will be Steve Smith. So I have to say that. Rocco's name should be the first one to mention. World Cup team sheet. I've done a column today, Fitmonk. I've done a column today saying the fact that they are playing domestic cricket. Now it is pretty much evident that they are very much in sync and in line to push themselves for the 2027 World Cup. There were some trolls who were writing to me, "Are a lot of time left, 1 year, kya bol raha hai," etc., etc. Otherwise, to see that the two of them turning up for a bilateral in Australia, then playing domestic cricket in a week of the Christmas and New Year when both have young families, they could have easily taken time off with wife and daughter and son and kind of spent some family time. They don't need to prove anything to anyone yet. Cricket has taken primacy. They've turned up for their states and playing the domestic game. I think both of them are lining up World Cup 2027 for sure. Root looks mentally weak while batting. That's an interesting question. Who asked this? Root looks introspect. I don't know this. I mean, I will say in some innings, even in the last test match, in the first innings where Root got runs, I don't think he mentally looked weak or anything like that. But, you know, overall, you can say based on the performance. Kohli greater than Root in test versus Australia in Australia? Yes. 2014 Kohli's record, 2018-19 Kohli's record, 21 तो छोड़ दीजिए वो खेला नहीं एक टेस्ट मैच. Even that pink ball test he got a 70 odd, and in the last series, which was pretty bad for him also by the way, except Perth, he got nothing. He got 100 and thereafter it was like this, same as Root. But overall, 2014, 2018, Virat definitely has a better record than Root in Australia. I mean, absolutely. So 400s in 2014, again 100 in 2018, and a classic 100 at that, another 100 at Perth last year. So I will have to say that Virat is definitely a better batter than Root in Australia in terms of record. Enjoying winter this time in Kolkata, lovely weather. Absolutely Anurag Malpani. And you know, lovely lemon tea, lovely. And I have my Darjeeling tea and my lemon tea, beautiful. Beautiful weather, beautiful weather. 95,000 attendance for Boxing Day test. Unreal love. This is the case in Australia and England. And that's the reason you should go and watch test cricket in these two countries. Australia, sizable grounds. England, relatively smaller grounds, but it's packed. Look at the India-England series and you will know. Even the Oval last day, 50 minutes of play, 57 minutes exact, you had 20,000 people at the Oval, chock-a-block. 95,000 people at the MCG. And you know, I've covered the Boxing Day test multiple times in my career. Boxing Day test is a ritual. I had even done a breakfast lecture at the MCG tavernas and then gone ahead and watched the Boxing Day test. There are these sales going on in the downtown area around, you know, Burke and Russell Street in Melbourne, where you can pick up really good deals. So Boxing Day is a real ritual at the MCG. If anybody is a cricket fan, has an opportunity to watch a Boxing Day test, it's phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal. Ravi Shastri was next level. Wear this 36 like a badge of honor. You're right. And that was Ravi. When Ravi was head coach, he got a lot of stick. People, you know, did memes and all of that. When you look back at the impact of Ravi as a red ball coach, you realize that under Ravi, beating Australia in Australia was standout, was absolute standout. Online update, Iyer, new ODI captain, all bogus. Online updates should be thrown out like garbage. The big point is Shreyash Iyer, you know, starting to train, going back to the NCA. That is the big news coming. Ravi Shastri, next England coach, Monty Panesar's idea. Haven't heard anything like that yet. Find it hard to believe that he will do that with so much commentary and all of these things lined up. Will England pay the kind of money that India did? Does England Cricket Board have that kind of money to pay Ravi? Leaving family and daughter and going there, leaving commentary where he's very well set and entrenched with World Cups and all of this coming and has ICC and plenty of other deals. I kind of doubt it. I absolutely doubt it. Will be very surprised if Ravi even considers the option. Imagine Virat Kohli was playing test cricket right now. No, nothing to imagine, didn't do too well. Fitmonk, I don't think Virat as a test match cricketer after that series, that problem had become endemic, the outside off stump problem. White ball cricket, that same shot goes for a single or goes for 2 runs and he can play it to third man, no 3 slips or 4 slips waiting with the wicket keeper. So I think that was a weakness that had crept into Virat's batting. Ravi Shastri next to, I've answered that already. Watched a show of toughers and bumble. They seem contempt with mediocrity of English cricket due to the dull phase of Joe's captaincy record, winning 1 test. Fair point. But I also think the current establishment, McCullum and Stokes and this lot, they have actually rubbed the ex-cricketers the wrong way. You know, they have this whole Bazball approach that everything before Bazball was bogus and everything since Bazball is the talk of the town. That has rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. And now that Bazball has kind of gone bust, that's the big problem for English cricket. How will they come back from this mauling? Do they have a chance in this test match? They do. 40 runs is not much in the larger scheme of things. But do they mentally believe that they can come and beat Australia? Is the question the English cricketers will have to answer. Uh, will the new Eden Gardens have new, what is the question? New seats. Yes, that's the, I also, there will be, increased capacity. It's a 400 crore makeover. That's the plan. Couple of years, 2028 is the time. Stokes once said Alistair Cook will not find a place. Least said the better, one of the best ever batters in English cricket. 11, 12, 13,000 plus runs, still continuing that kind of hunger. That 290 against India, for example, if Sir Alistair doesn't find a place. These kind of things. You mean to say Zach Crawley is a better opening batter or Ben Duckett is a better opening batter than Alistair Cook? The less said, the better about such comments. Ajit Agarkar's tenure will be extended. He already got an extension. It will all depend on how India fares in the T20 World Cup. Who asked this question? Kushal Khirodia. Who that question by? Do you think Ajit Agarkar's tenure? It will all depend on how India fares in the T20 World Cup. If India does very well, there will be a big push that why not at least extend till the 2027 cycle, the 50 over World Cup, because the team is being built for that. So maybe another year plus and close it out with that. That is a possibility. Cook is the best test batsman for England. Maybe Joe Root. It all said and done, Joe Root does come very close. I mean, he still got 100 in this series. Last test match also, he was among the runs. To say that Joe Root or Alistair Cook is not, Joe Root is not as good is a bit of a travesty. I do think that Joe Root is right up there. Cook and Peterson were greats. Yes, they were greats. I mean, no needless to say that Cook and Peterson were top players, absolute top players. To say Cook would not find a place is a little foolish. With what's happening, what's your thought? Should Bangladesh players be allowed? Tough one. Very tough one. What's happening is condemnable. What's happening to the Hindus of Bangladesh is horrific. The political unrest has become completely maddening. The kind of comments being made, the derogatory comments being made, Indians being targeted is absolutely unacceptable. I hope the political violence comes under check. Today, the Ministry of External Affairs in Delhi, I was watching some time back, they have issued a statement that New Delhi is closely monitoring and they've condemned the attack on the Indian people there. So it is a horrific situation in Bangladesh, make no mistake. Does ICC give any rating? Yes, it was rated as poor. Will any review take place about India's test debacle, Boryada? They have already deliberated on it, are talking about it, and there was a review meeting for sure. Any review, I've answered that. Does ICC give rating? I've answered that. Root all-time best test cricketers. I don't agree with people who are doubting the abilities. I agree with you, freaking awesome, that Root will always go down as one of the greatest test cricketers of all time. I still believe that he has the ability and the time to go past Sachin Tendulkar's test match score, go past 15,000 plus runs. I do believe that Root still has about 3 years, and this Australia series will be an aberration and he will get back among runs. I think he has the ability to break that Sachin's record. Priyanshu, I like the Guwahati pitch. It was a better pitch. The Guwahati wicket was definitely a better wicket. Who's this? Is England's mindset a problem? It is a problem. Yadhushmal Murali. Yeah, England's mindset a problem? Precisely a problem. What about Harry Brooks' approach? I told you this. When the wicket is bad, when the wicket is poor, the whole idea is that you try and hit every ball and quickly score some cameos and get some runs, because everybody knows that there is a ball round the corner which will have your number. So you kind of get that quick run mindset and finish it off in a way that, okay, at least I've been able to score some runs. My favorite place for club kachori, Anurag Malpani. I don't actually like club kachori. I actually like Korai Shutir kachori much better. And Anurag, I will send you my address. You should send it to me. Root is the greatest England batter. So club kachori I've answered. My favorite is Barid Luchi Torkari, which I generally don't eat. Today I did, by the way. So I have to with guilt say that I did have, because a number of friends were over for breakfast. Sachin's mindset was something else. 200 without scoring. Oh boy, that's my best and favorite test innings. I will tell you the story of that. Sachin's wife was there, brother was there. Anjali was there in Melbourne for that particular series. So Sachin flicked, and Gilchrist was standing way back in the test match. And Anjali literally got out of the MCG because Sachin was out for zero and walked all the way down to the Yara, absolutely livid that she was there at the ground. And thereafter, she never went to watch Sachin Tendulkar play a test match. So after that duck, Sachin called Ajit, his brother, and Ajit told him that Australia is not getting you out. You are getting yourself out. And the two of them discussed what is going wrong, and it was decided that that cover drive is the problem. And Sachin promised Ajit that I will not play a single cover drive in Sydney. And in the 10 hours and 36 minutes that he batted, 241 not out, he did not play a single cover drive. So much so, when he eventually came back to the change room, and Deep Dasgupta was there, he was helping Sachin out. He asked Deep, so did you see anything? Deep said, what? He said, I did not play a single cover drive. That is the kind of resilience or mental strength that Sachin Tendulkar has. Devajit Saikia is in what? Power. We will see more bilateral matches in. See, this happens, but it is also basis rotation. Couple of times you will see that, but it is also basis rotation. So to just allege that because Devajit Saikia, it will come to the eastern part of the country and not go to the. How many matches are Ahmedabad getting? How many matches have, say, Delhi also got? So Devajit Saikia getting matches to the eastern part of the country is an unfair comment. Absolutely unfair comment. Kohli scored his first test 100 in 2011 and was the highest run get. Kohli was brilliant in Australia. Who's even saying Kohli got 100 in that Adelaide test? Before that, there is a story before Adelaide. The story of before Adelaide was Perth. India was bowled out for 178. David Warner smashed India in that test match. I've got that bat. And Virat Kohli scored 75 in Perth. That's when Kohli understood that he belongs. And thereafter went on to score that 100 in Adelaide in the next test match. Eden not getting big matches, IPL final was shifted. See, these are important questions that will always happen. Eden has got a Super 8 match for the World Cup, and every Super 8 game will be interesting. One in Ahmedabad, one in Chennai, and one in Calcutta. These are the Super 8 games. Bombay has got the semi-final, Ahmedabad has got the final. So these are and Colombo, obviously, the India-Pakistan. So that's how the division is. When will they announce the ODI squad? Will be announced in a few days. There's no real hurry in that sense. I mean, and the squad kind of picks themselves. If you're asking about Shreyas Iyer, the only interest will be to see how Shreyas Iyer fares in his rehab at the NCA and how quickly can he get back to competitive cricket. Okay, last couple of minutes. Cook and Peterson should coach England. Okay. Peterson as coach, if you read his autobiography, there was so much turmoil in the dressing room, so much bad blood, so much ill will. How will he be as coach? Quite headstrong. We have seen him involved in the IPL. Will he be great coach with Alistair Cook? Interesting thought. Interesting thought. Keeping all 6 venues, pitches the tire down towards playoff in World Cup? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think they will be good decks. Good decks, and how many matches? Not really too many matches. Yes, the season will come towards the end. In that sense, you might say tire down. But I do think the World Cup will see good batting wickets. Root is way behind Steve Smith. Your opinion? Way is not the correct word. Behind Steve Smith in Australia, I agree. Not way behind. Bengal from what? Bengal from Germany. Will the pitch get better? Could be. It might get a little faster. Will it get better? That kind of movement? Let's see tomorrow morning. Could be. Day 1, day 2 might just become better. Boryada, do you think Root will break Tendulkar's record? Yes, I already alluded to this. I do think he has a major chance. If he plays on till about 38, 3 more years, I think he has a real solid chance of breaking Tendulkar's record. Steve Smith, Stark confirmed both will play next BGT and Ashes. Good news, absolutely. Absolutely. Next BGT is just a year from now. I mean, Australia will come 27 March, so why not? I mean, 1 year from now, Steve Smith and Mitchell Stark definitely will play test match cricket. And it is, I mean, they are legends of the game. It will be tremendous. sports fan. I'm more disappointed with Brook as he's a real talent. Definitely, Brook is a real talent. But if you try to hit every ball, Ben Duckett, Harry Brook, Jamie Smith, if you're trying to hit every ball, how on earth are you supposed to get away? How on earth? Anyway, 40 minutes done. I love this show, by the way. I love chatting with you guys, taking maximum questions. Modern players, Evan, very good point. Modern players do not trust defense. Pitch is bowling friendly. You said blowing, not blowing, bowling friendly. Pitch is not good. You said good. No, pitch is not good, my friend. Yes, batters are struggling and they can't play the moving ball. That is correct. I'll end there. I'll end there. Will England escape 5-0? First session of tomorrow morning could be the answer to that. Once again, I will be back tomorrow with you at 5 p.m. Till then, thank you very much for watching this show. I love chatting with you guys. There's so much going on. Today, I could not do my year-end review of the sports that were remaining. I will try and get back to some of them tomorrow. For the moment, that's all I have. Thanks for watching.